Wednesday. If you're out making money, I hope you're making money. Hope you're being safe. Looks like some South Florida drivers out there dealing with some floods and heavy raining or something. So please stay safe. No amount of money is worth your your safety and your possible car issues if you're running into floods and things like that. So appreciate y'all very much for being here tonight. I got a topic that isn't necessarily motivational, but I think it could be helpful and impactful for some. Okay. Um, how do we start? Sunday. I do a live show every Sunday. Okay. And this past Sunday we had um, a panel, myself and eight other people at one point. We're on a panel. And I was looking back at some of that as a viewer because I knew a lot of people had a lot to say on that panel that day. And then I've been in other lives where there's panelists or there's this or that, and or I've been part of conversations in a business setting or a coaching setting, coaching kids, and it's amazing to me how a lot of us have lost touch of the listening skill. I'm going to talk about that today. And my man Big Carl said it perfectly, and a lot of us know this saying. You're given two ears and one mouth. That should mean something. Now, I'm somebody that likes to talk. I'm a speaker box. I like to talk. I enjoy conversation. I always have a lot to say. But I fancy myself at times. I can be a pretty good listener. But why are so many people, it seems like, especially on my Sunday show and other panels I've been a part of or conversations I've had, sometimes you can tell people are waiting to talk. Can anybody relate to that? Are you that person? Are you somebody that's just waiting to talk? You're waiting for me to stop saying whatever I'm saying, and you're waiting to talk. And while you're listening, you're actually just thinking about what your response is going to be. That's not listening. You're waiting for your turn to talk. There's a difference. And we talk about motivation on these Wednesdays, relatability, try to give you guys over that Wednesday hump, some good vibes, a good place to share things in the chat. But I'd be lying if I didn't say this past Sunday show that I did, I was not proud of. Just wasn't proud of it. And I felt like a lot of the panelists were waiting to talk and they weren't listening. And I got to fix that for my show. I got to fix it. So that's the topic for today. I'm going to give some shout outs and see what you guys got to say about this topic. But we have 2 years for a reason. And I think a lot of times when you're waiting to talk versus listening to what somebody's saying that might have an opposing opinion or a different perspective, you're not, that conversation is not going to go anywhere because you're not listening to what that person's actually talking about. You're just waiting to speak. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate the 60 that are here. Who do we have with us today? The Insane Dasher, Sasan. I think I'm saying that right. Johan, what up? Exercise, thoughts, and discussion. How are you doing? Ron, getting busy. I see Ray, Stewart, Big Carl. What's up, man? I stayed quiet for the most part. I know that. Yeah, you spoke, but Big Carl was in there and he was listening and he wasn't interrupting. And why do we do that as a society? What do we gain to... What are we trying to gain when we're just, if you're a type of individual that's just waiting, like you're not really listening if you're just interrupting and waiting to talk. Listen, we got to listen better. We got to listen. I didn't do a whole lot of talking on that panel either because I'm listening. We got to learn the skill of listening is something a lot of us have forgotten about. I think with the way social media is and everybody has an opinion and they want their voice to be heard, and that's okay. Your voice can be heard. But man, we got to become better listeners. Who else is here? Gio, DoorDash Hustle, what up? 5 bags of popcorn. What up, what up, what up? Thank God people don't have two mouths. Man, can you imagine if we had one ear? And it was like, I don't know, on top of our head, right? And we had 2 mouths, and they were on both sides. Let's say we had a ear where our mouth was, and we had 2 mouths where our ears were. We had 2 mouths. man, we will get nothing done. We already don't get stuff done. You see certain conversations on YouTube, or you see political people and they're interrupting each other. People aren't listening enough, man. They're just not. We got to do a better job of listening, and this is why. Okay? So this is where the coach Pedro is going to come in just for a second. Appreciate y'all for being here. Hit that thumbs up. If you're new from the Vertical Live Shorts, subscribe. We do Motivational Wednesdays here on Wednesday. We do DoorDash content all the other days of the week. Okay. It's just disheartening. I was going back on that Sunday show and I was watching and I was like, man, this Sunday show is shit. It was horrible. Not all the parts, but it was just, people aren't listening. We got to do a better job of listening. Nomadic, how you doing? Slim, what's up? When you are having conversations with individuals, your kids, your spouse, your boss at work, you're on a YouTube panel, you're somewhere where there's people and there's conversation going on, say less. Sometimes the loudest one in the room, and I'm a loud one sometimes, that don't make you the smartest. It doesn't even make you that your point's going to get across. Effective communication skills are usually, the most effective communicators and communication skills are usually the individuals that can say less, but they speak with purpose. And they're also very good listeners. People that can communicate well, people that learn, the people that know how to learn things and acquire skills and grow themselves are usually really good listeners. Would you guys agree with that? That's how I look at it. If you're wanting to learn something about a topic, or if you're having a conversation, a debate, you have to listen first. You have to listen first. Usually, the individual that talks more is going to be the one that loses. I'll use myself as an example. I've had internet beefs, or I've had this, or in real life I was upset and I was this way, or maybe when I was playing sports I was talking too much and not listening enough to my teammates and my coaches, and I think I know it all, and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking. It's not effective. Now, I'm talking a lot now because I'm on a live stream and there's nobody else here and I can talk, and that's why you guys came. But myself included, maybe some of you guys, this is a message today. When you find yourselves in conversations, even heated ones, pause yourself. Listen. And count to 3. This is a little tip for you guys. In your head, count to 3. You can do it out loud if you want. Let's practice. 3 seconds and I talk. You can even say, if you're talking to somebody, 1, 2, 3. And then you go. You're going to have a more engaged, constructive conversation that might come to a better conclusion if we listen more, if you listen more and talk less. Doesn't mean don't be a part of the convo. It doesn't mean don't be part of the dialogue, the debate, the conversation. But human nature is when people are coming at you or coming at me, we want to respond. We're instinctual creatures. I am that way. I'm very instinctual. Very in the moment. I thrive off instinct. I thrive off pressure sometimes. I thrive off that confrontation. It can be a good thing. It's not always bad. But even myself, I have to learn to listen more clearly. Okay? Now it's normal when somebody is talking to you, you're formulating a response in your brain. That's how the brain works, right? But at the end of the day, if you're thinking too much about what you're going to say, you're probably not active listening. Appreciate the $20. That was very kind. FJK, Sunday talk shows, Sabbath, gas bags, sole purpose is to monetize division. I don't know what that means, how relevant it is here. Sunday talk shows, Sabbath, gas bags. Sole purpose is this monetized division. Hey, listen, I appreciate the $20. I don't know what you're trying to say there. You can say it again. You don't even have to super chat. I'm an argumentative person. It's just the way it is. But I only speak from experience and on things that I know are facts. I can't stand someone who acts like they know everything. Big Carl, I hear you, man. I hear you on that. Ryan says, I hear you, Pedro. Those 5-person YouTube panels, perhaps some some instinct by them to perform for the audience and get thoughts in. Ryan, you're not necessarily wrong with that. What up, Jorma? I do DoorDash on my e-bike from Montreal, Quebec. Appreciate you for being here. I don't even do DoorDash anymore, Pedro. Just a cool guy. Appreciate that, media, WT. Did you get that body camera yet? I have not. I myself need to be a better listener at times. I've realized that about myself, and I'm getting better. I'm getting much better at it. But we have to start being better listeners. And I think anybody out there that's trying to get a job, if you're trying to grow a business, a brand, you're trying to evolve in your life, you're trying to better your situation, whether it's monetarily, spiritually, whatever it is for you, trying to become better. And maybe you come on these Wednesday shows because you want to get a little positivity, and we do that here. And we challenge one another, and I share things, you guys share things. Many of you guys have shared things in the comments or in an email or whatever. You and I are not going to achieve your goals if you're not listening to the people around you, if you're not surrounding yourself with people that you want to listen to. This is another thing I've realized over the last couple of years of being on YouTube. A lot of us put ourselves in rooms, channels, debates, and discussions that are kind of irrelevant. And we don't get anything from it but us being loud and boisterous and combative and debative and drama. And then we leave those conversations, and what do we see on YouTube? We see more of the same shit from different channels, and they're talking about the same thing over and over and over, the same people, the same topics, and nobody is going anywhere with it. And everybody's just waiting for their turn to talk instead of listening. And when you're doing that, you're missing a lot of things that people are saying around you, in that room, on that channel, in that office, at your work site. Think about that. If you're a coach out there and you're coaching kids, some, not all, but a lot of kids are very talkative. They tell you how they feel, right? Kids say the darndest thing. Remember that old Bill Cosby show? It's true, especially when they're younger. Good coaches tend to listen. And then you can coach and react and mold them and teach them and watch them grow. But you got to listen first. It all starts with that. But I think too many of us right now in society, with the inundation of YouTube and social media and TikTok, Facebook Reels, reaction videos, everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants the clicks, the views, the attention, the likes, the subscribers. But we're not listening enough to what your audience wants. I do that. I'm really bad at that sometimes. I'll make videos or I'll respond to something. I've gotten a little bit better situationally. But even then, I'm not listening enough to y'all sometimes. You guys, the analytics and what you guys share with me in the comments and tells me exactly what kind of content I should be making sometimes, because I got to listen to my audience more. You can relate this listening versus talking thing to many different areas in your life. I'm sure you can. It's something that I've been thinking about over the last couple of weeks, and then we did the Sunday show, and man, there was parts I'm like, man, what's happening here? Why aren't the panelists listening more? We're over talking each other. Where does that come from? Some would say it's deep rooted in people just wanting to be heard and the insecurities, and they need to say something because it makes them feel better. Nothing wrong with that. I do it too. But when you're in a room, today's challenge this week's challenge, the thing that might motivate you and inspire you to better things is when you're in rooms, when you're on channels, when you're doing your work, when you're doing your coaching, whatever it is, listen a little bit more and try the 3-second rule. When somebody's done talking or they appear to be done talking, count to 3 in your head, then respond, then debate, then ask them a question. After what they just said, if you're confused about something, ask them a question. Hey, you said this. Can you explain that maybe a little bit differently? Because I didn't quite get it. And I don't want what you said to be misinterpreted by me. Maybe I missed something. Could you explain that part again? And shut up. Give them a minute to talk, and then maybe you have a better understanding. Listening is a skill that is lost by many nowadays. By many. And just because we're the loudest in the room, and sometimes in this country, the people that are the loudest are the ones that can spark change. That can be true. but it's not always right. The strong silent types aren't around as much. Who else we got in here? Autobahn, what's up? What's up? Autobahn was part of that convo. Wasn't that convo on Sunday crazy? Autobahn, let me ask you, because I'm not singling anybody out. I think we were all part of that. Maybe with the exception of Big Car. He was the one listening the most. Do you think that we had a good conversation on Sunday? Do you think that that convo was as good as it could have been? Or do you think we overtalked each other a little bit? Do you think some of us weren't listening enough? What's your honest question on that? I know you'll answer that. What up, Carmen? How you doing? TLC Hoodie, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Bubba Sue 74, I think that's how you say that. Santi's Ear Beer Projects. Earth Beer, I don't know what that says, but practicing self-control defeats that. Okay. Travel the world doing gig work in different countries, showing what it's like. That's what's up. Roy, how you doing? What's up? Hola, how you doing? How you doing? Kevin, what's up? Blue, what up? We need the whole panel to drink a Four Loko now. Definitely don't need that. Autobahn, I think it was okay, but the talking happened because there was an instinct to make things exciting. I don't know if that's true. My impression, my thought wasn't to make things exciting. I don't need to do that on this channel. Okay, I'm excited. Sometimes I like to not have the excitement. No, I think it was okay. I think it was a good combo. But I think it could have been better if we all listened a little bit more. I think we had a lot of interrupting, and I had to do the timeout thing a lot. You know, when we get to that point in conversations, and this isn't just about Sunday, but it sparked my thought, and it goes into all other kinds of areas in life. I think when we are distracted by the excitement, as you say, or the allure of trying to get people entertained, we miss out on a real good conversation that we could be having, right? About manipulation and scamming in the apps. And, you know, when things go sideways sometimes, I think mostly, and think about most of the conversations you've had. Think about an argument any of you guys in the chat have had with your husband, your wife, or your kids, or your mom or your dad. Think about an argument that you had that stayed with you. I bet in that argument, one of the two or both of the people or the three people, however many people were part of it, weren't listening, weren't practicing active listening. And then those arguments can tend to snowball into other things, quite simply because we weren't listening, because we were waiting to speak. And when you're waiting to talk and you have your words and you're formulating them in your brain of your response, and I'm going to get them, I'm going to show them, I'm going to get them, I'm going to respond, and I'm going to do this, you're not listening. So you're missing things. And then those responses tend to just go all over the place. Is that fair to say, guys? Adrian, how you doing? Pedro, you need to start dishing technical files on the show. And technical file, yeah, like a file, like 6 files in the NBA, and you're out, or 2 texts and you're out. No, I like the fact that I let anybody up, and I thought Sunday was good, but I think it could have been better. You know, I think I could have done better. I could have listened more. I could have interjected to keep the conversation straight. You know, because I think what happens is a lot of us don't realize we are more alike than we are not alike. I think we only think about our differences. But because we're not using active listening, we don't see that there's likeness within that conversation that people share. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like, there is commonality there, but we're waiting to prove the next person wrong versus just listening to their thought and their experience and their perspective. Once again, we're waiting to prove somebody wrong. I just can't wait. I've done it. I do it still sometimes. Some of these topics, when I talk about them, I'm thinking about things that I can do better at as well, and give you guys something to think about, right? I mean, I love to prove somebody wrong at times. It's fun. I get off on it sometimes. When it's like, ooh, I'm going to get that guy. He's wrong. Let me make him feel bad because I want to feel better. I'm just being honest with you guys. I think on some level, not all of us might do that, but many of us do that. We like to call somebody out on what they're doing or what they said or what they've done or a mistake that they've made. People have tried to do that with me many times. And then we get on the defensive. And when you start to do that, it's fight or flight. We've all heard that. I'm going to stand there and I'm going to fight you, or I'm going to flight. I'm piecing myself out of this conversation. And both reactions, fighting or flighting, can be okay. It depends on the situation and the person and what else is happening and going on. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. We got 21 thumbs up. Let's get to 50. We got 97 people watching. Subscribe if you like this content. We do this every single Wednesday. But yeah, it's interesting. Watching back that Sunday, I'm like, man, I wasn't proud as a host of that show all the way through. I felt like I could have done better in leading the conversation. I felt like situationally I could have been better listening. But it's hard to do that when people are coming at each other. And it's not always bad to do that. But active listening is a skill I think a lot of us have lost, and we don't think about it enough because we're just waiting to talk. We're waiting to talk. We're waiting to type a comment, leave a comment. We're waiting to, you're reading an email somebody sent you that's important, and while you're reading it, you're like, oh, I'm going to respond to that. And then once you start getting in your head and you're not really just digesting the words on the page or on the screen, you've lost yourself because you're just going to respond, but you're not in that moment of that text, of that email, of that person's verbiage, of their words. Listen more, guys. Listen more. Talk a little bit less. So if most of your conversations are 50-50 with the words going back and forth, really that's hard to do. But that can, I would garner you, let the other person talk a little more. Learn something. Ask them open-ended questions. You know what an open-ended question is? Of course you do. An open-ended question is the answer can't just be yes, no, or maybe. It has to get them to talk. That's how you learn and grow, is from other human beings. But you're not going to learn and grow if you're just always talking, always right, waiting to talk, waiting your turn. You got to active listen and get in your perspective and experience when it is appropriate in these conversations. Jose, I always appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the super sticker, man. Love the hearts logo. Love it. What up, Blue? Hoodie. Anyone deliver in Dallas? It seems rough out there. I don't know about Dallas, but Pedro needs to stop constantly bashing other people's opinions too. LOL. Yeah, Blue, you're not wrong. I've got to get better at that. I'm a very opinionated dude. I am. And when I'm passionate and knowledgeable about something, I like to, you're not wrong. We do these motivational Wednesdays. They're purposely done. These are things that I also internally are thinking that I need to improve upon. So it's a topic, and then I like to bring it up to you guys because I always feel, and I know, if I'm feeling some type of way, if I'm going through something, if I'm doing something good, doing something I can be better at, you guys are having a similar experience in your life at some point, or you did. So Wednesdays in here, so you could share in the comments what you've experienced, what you're experiencing, what you've gone through. You can share in the knowledge, right? Brad Pitt's brother. I know you ain't talking about me, bro. I don't look like Brad Pitt. Get out of here. Have they been cutting your schedule? No. Oh, but yeah, Puerto Rican comes hot off the stove, bro. I'm hot under the cloud. There's a time to be quiet and a time to speak. Absolutely. And I've been getting a little bit better at it. But it's something I wanted to talk about today, just to challenge us and think about the conversations you've had today with the people in your life, or last night, or think about the last significant conversation you had with somebody when you needed to have a tough convo or important convo, or you asked somebody for some advice. Did you ask them for advice and then did you overtalk, or did you listen to what they had to say? Think about that. Rerun that back in your mind. Did you get the desirable effect of what you were trying to accomplish in that conversation? If you didn't, it might be because you weren't listening enough. That's a fair thing to say. I said might. It might be for some of you. That's what I had in my mind today. What do you guys think about that? I'll read some comments if you want to share. Jody, how you doing? YouTube user, what'd they say? I can see your brain through your nose. Oh, you can leave comments like that. That's okay. You don't have to block them. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing it because clearly they're trolling. I only trolled today. What up, Johnny? How you doing? I would love for Pedro to check his email live right now. Check my email now? Want me to look at my email? Did you send me an email, Johan? I'll look it up. Is it something that has to do with this conversation? Chuck, what's up? Ooh, Chuck. Ready? I have it down here in case he popped in. Oh, I got this hat. Chuck sent me this hat yesterday. And I haven't worn it on my dash yet, but I'm going to. Everybody say hi to Chuck in the chat. One more. It's a little big. Hold on. It's a snapback. It's very, very nice. Thank you, Chuck. Hold on. Where's Chuck at? Everybody say hi to Chuck. Hi, Chuck. I'm going to wear it for the rest of the show, Chuck. Check it out. Cool hat, isn't it? I'm going to do a video with it at some point this week or next week. Yes, I did. It's about catering. Okay, I'll check it out. Not about this conversation. I sent it right before you went live. Got it. Yeah, sexy motherfucker. Chuck makes me laugh. It's a great hat. It is a cool hat, isn't it? And I like the blue. I feel like Chuck has one that's a little like darker, like almost like a denim or something. Maybe I'm wrong. But like this is like a baby blue. I don't have a hat that color. So love it, man. And super comfy too. It's got like the breathable. It's a snapback, but it's got like the, I don't know what you call that, but appreciate that, man. Thank you. Nice hat. Yeah. Definitely. I got to send Chuck a hoodie or something. The design is super dope, isn't it? It's very nice. Because it's not just like the American flag, like the traditional one. It's different. It's like a, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what you would call that, but I don't know. It's nice. Okay. So listen, we gotta listen. We gotta listen more and talk less. Listen more and talk less. When you are having conversations with people, debates, even, the one that usually wins a debate or a conversation, or if you want both parties to leave like they learned something and they both felt like they were being heard, both parties have to do more active listening and wait your turn to talk. We got to be better at that. Appreciate y'all for being here. Roy says, my favorite thing about you is not the gig talk, but it's the talks like these. Self-improvement, mental health, and awareness, etc. Very motivational. Thank you. Roy, appreciate that very much, man. This is what I like to have, these kind of conversations. I think you can relate this to our business, our hustle, our dashing, or whatever. I think you can intermix things like that. The goal setting, the motivation, the relatability. It's what I really get up for in the morning. David, at Nola Grind designed it. Oh, I didn't know that. That's what's up. Shout out to Nola. Fan of his as well. Shane says, Pedro, do you use any memory cards or for any of your devices like cell phone or camera? Hold up. Do you use any memory cards or for any? No, I don't actually. I'm not sure why that question, but I don't have anything like that. The flag is grunge style. Okay, is that what it's called? Okay. Ask Kalisa. I'm new and I love your videos. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Woo. Bless me. Appreciate that. Ask Kalisa. Is that a? I'm assuming you have a channel. Yeah, it looks like you got a channel. If it says Ask Kalisa, I'm sure you got a channel and you do something there. So just something to think about today. Let's be better active listeners. When we're on panels with other people, if you're a content creator, if you're a subscriber, viewer, if you come on my show, because everybody's always still welcome. I appreciate the gentlemen and the ladies that came on the show on Sunday, right? My only challenge is let's be better listeners. Okay? Let's be better listeners. And I've seen it on many other channels and many communities. We tend to just, we're so ready to talk. We want our voice and our opinion and our thought and our experience to be heard. And that's good. We need that. But it's got to be done in a way where it's more impactful. And the only way you can do that is if you're listening first. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you got to listen twice as much and talk a little bit less. Oh, the storage. Yeah. I mean, I have to constantly delete old videos and emails sometimes to upload videos to YouTube or to get it or to save it to my device. Yeah, I've definitely had to do that a lot. Hoodie says, I think people need to travel more and see the country for themselves. You cannot really get a sincere grasp of what people go through and deal with through a screen on social media. This is very true. Because there's parts of this country, and more so even parts of the world, that are extremely different than the bubbles that we live in. Insane Dash says, I heard every word. This is real life stuff. That's your true calm. Appreciate that, man. It's just something to think about. I think a lot of us, we just consume so much media. Okay, we consume sports or media or song, or we're consuming so much at a fast rate, and every year we're consuming more at a quicker rate. The things that we can hear and learn, it's everywhere, like never before, and it's not going to change, right? But while you're doing that, while we're consuming, while we're listening, right? Just make sure it's active listening. Make sure that you're formulating your thoughts before speaking. And listen, talking to myself too, I can do better at it. There are times I'm real quick. I want to react. I want to say what I know, or what I feel might be right or appropriate, or a response to what this guy or this gal said. And I want to, well, hold up, no, and sometimes you might be right, but if you don't let that person get their thought out, they might have gotten to the point to where you're going to actually agree with them, but you didn't allow them to get to that spot. And sometimes, hey, let's keep it a buck. There are times people need to be interrupted if they're talking nonsense, if they're giving misinformation, right? And there's nothing wrong with interjecting if somebody's completely off base and you know it. But sometimes formulating somebody's opinion, or if you ask them a question and they, just because it's the answer that you didn't want or that you don't agree with, doesn't mean that they can't still have that thought and that opinion and answer that question, or respond to something that you might have said. So active listening is what I'm leaving with you guys today. Just think about that. I hope you guys had a great day. I don't think there's anything else I can say about that. I am not some, professional with a degree in psychology or this or that, right? These are my thoughts. These are what I feel. These are things that I witnessed and seen even on my own channel or other channels, right? A lot of us are just really quick to want to be heard. And that's okay. But I think if anything, we've taken it a little too far. Too many people are talking. This is a good way to end this segment here. And I'm going to take some Q&A from y'all if you want, for 15 or so. Too many people are talking and being heard in America right now, but there's not enough listeners. So what we have here is just people just spewing things, some great, some bad. Thoughts, opinions, knowledge, selling you this, doing this, talk. I'm one of those people now. I'm putting myself in that group. Talk. But with so many talkers, are there enough listeners? Is the ratio messed up? Is that why we're not able to get things done like we used to sometimes? Because everybody's talking and there's not enough listeners. Everybody wants to be a chief. It's funny about like YouTube and media and even your job you might know. Everybody wants to be the chief, but they don't want the responsibilities of a chief, but they want to act like a chief, pretend they're a chief. We need Indians too. And Indians can become chiefs, but the Indians that become chiefs are the ones that listen, absorb, grow, learn from mistakes. Everybody wants to be a chief, but nobody wants the full effect of all that. Right? All right, what do y'all got going on for the rest of the day? You guys working? What's going on? Nice hat. Appreciate that. I got it from my man Chuck, dashing across America. Hell yes, there is an In-N-Out burger next door, Raising Cane's. That's a win-win. I think the only good thing about Raising Cane's is the sauce. The chicken is mid, the fries are trash, the bread's pretty good. Raising Cane's is one of the most overrated places in my opinion. The sauce is good, but that chicken is not that good. In-N-Out also very overrated. I've been there. I made a better burger the other night than In-N-Out at my own home. Anyways. Latinos with Trump. Did you see the short I put up, guys? Yeah, crazy, right? So Trump is saying in Nevada the other day, a few days ago, he said he wants to get rid of the tax on tips. So if you're a server, a hotel worker, if you're somebody that makes money on tips, valet, gig worker, if you make money with tips, you're not going to get taxed on that. That's a big deal, but I might do a separate video for that. 9 months clean, Jody. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. What up, Payday? How you doing? Appreciate you being a channel member. To dash or not to dash? That is the question now. Did during the day. I worked today. I made one. Okay, today was interesting with the catering. I had 3 caterings. I had a catering pickup at 10:25, Papa John's. Deliver that. Only 4 pizzas. Paid me, I guess, $33 because basically, if I do 3 caterings in a day, it's $100, right, on average. And then that was at 10:25. Dropped it off, real easy drop off. And then I had a pickup at 11:10 for a taco joint, and then I had a pickup at 11:20 taco joint, same one. So I picked those up from the same spot at the same time, and in the navigation, I dropped one off, and then the other one was like another 8-minute car ride in the same direction. So I did 3 caterings in like an hour and a half. It was fantastic. And then I did a $24 catering large order on DoorDash, and I did a few other. So I made like 147, I think, today, or 144 or something like that. In just a few hours. It was a pretty good day. And then I came home, and I'm done for the day as far as that kind of work goes. How about y'all? What kind of day did you guys have? Check the email, bro. It basically has to do with the tip pool versus no tip pool. Okay, I'll take a look. Yeah, you guys gonna work the rest of the day? What do you guys got going on? Are you gonna think about the convo today? Actual listening versus just not listening and then just waiting to hear your voice heard, right? Because think about it. When you're having conversations, you want people to listen to you out of respect. It goes both ways. Be a better listener, guys. That was our topic today if you're coming in. Jody says, I need a wrench. Yeah, I'm going to watch the game tonight. I got a few other things to do, but I'm definitely watching the game. Doing it after your W-2? Nice. Congress actually has to change the law. The president signs it into law if passed. Yeah, sure. And I think he might just be talking that he's something that he's running on. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, but it's interesting. Small order, but very low mileage, and run errands. Not bad. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, the gig economy, man, it's interesting. And I think the election and various other things, legislation or not, might definitely impact some of the things that happen with us, but it's still food delivery. I don't think much is going to change. I just don't. I'm not worried about it. What time is tip off? I think it's 7:30 Central. I think it's 7:30. Let me take a look. I'm in Central time, so when I look at the time, excuse me, I got the hiccups today. So it's 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific. So 8:30 Eastern they're in Dallas. So yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. If you're new here, we do this every Wednesday. I do it vertically sometimes. I'll do it horizontal sometimes. Sometimes I like to do the vertical because I like to get a different audience and a different people coming in, maybe new subscribers. So if you're new here, you can tap your phone, the 3 dots on your phone, and hit subscribe and hit the thumbs up. We got 37 thumbs up. Let's get up to 50 if you're getting value from this content. And we talk about different topics. We talk about relatable things. This community of mine on YouTube is 98% gig workers, whether you're active or you did it before. And then we have obviously some customers and other people that watch this, or maybe there are people that just watch Wednesdays because they like the vibes, they like the positivity, they like the no drama zone in the comments, they like that we're helping each other, we're sharing ideas, stories, sharing our experiences, right? Challenging one another. It's what we do on Wednesdays. No taxes on tips. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it would be cool. No bets on it. I did not place a bet today for the game. No, I didn't. I was going to, but I didn't. Appreciate that, Johan. Thanks, man. Appreciate that very much. Shout out to Jeff Watts. Yeah, a mic drop, mic drop barbecue, right? Jeff, yeah. He's from St. Louis, actually. He's been on the show. Really good talk. Appreciate that, Chuck. Love the hat, man. It's so cool. I saw the box. It came in yesterday, and I was like, I think I know what that is. Opened it up. I did a little short. You saw it. DoorDash till 8, says Roy. Nice. Make that money. Make good decisions. I hope it's a profitable day for you. Take orders that make sense. So that's kind of the show. If you guys got some questions or something else you want to add to the chat, I'll stick around for a little bit and read a couple of comments if they're if it's going to be valuable for the crew here. Appreciate y'all for coming in very, very much. I do have a video. I got an email from DoorDash yesterday, the DoorDash rep that I know, and they put out a post about some Dasher stuff that's going on. And I'm going to read and go through some of the points of that video because I know a lot of Dashers aren't going to see that, right? But there's stuff in there that's important for you guys. And I want you to listen and digest it and take it for what it's worth and apply it to your dashing or your DoorDash and how you feel about it. So I'm going to be recording that video here shortly. I'm in the basement now. I'm done working for the day. I'm going to do that. That'll come out tonight at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. If you're new here, we drop a video just about every day, 8:30 my time, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. And it could be ride along. It could be topic driven. It could be a rant. You know, it's just whatever's going on in my day. That's the video that you see. I don't know what's happening upstairs, but my daughter is running crazy. So I'm going to have to check on her. Her mom's up there with him. I noticed a 7 reference. What's in the box? Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. It just kind of like came out of me because that's like a famous line in that movie at the end when the head's in the box. Yeah, no, I thought it was funny. I think some people got it, maybe some didn't, but it was appropriate. Ghost says, Pedro, when you tell people to like your video on these vertical streams, just tell them to tap and hold the middle of the screen and the like button will come up. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Tap and hold the middle of the screen? Let me try that on my phone here. Hold on. It's not working for me. Well, maybe because I liked it already. Oh, but I appreciate that that thought. Thank you so much. Must see TV. We'll watch. Hoodie says no tax on tips would be crazy since the restaurants and service industry is the biggest. That would be wild. Because as a server, and I used to manage restaurants and I served as well. When I was serving, I was making $2.13 an hour serving. That's what Applebee's had to pay me, right? And then you would report your tips. The rule at Applebee's and a lot of places is you have to report 100% of your credit card tips. So, but you didn't have to technically report your cash tips. So I'll give you a quick example. If I made $150 on a shift, okay, and 100 of that was credit card tips and 50 of it was cash, right? I would have to claim, I could claim in my whatever, my checkout $100 because, there's a paper trail for that, right? And then when I would get a check in 2 weeks, based on what I made, the taxes are going to come out. And there are times I wouldn't get a check at all because I'm making $213, but they got to tax my credit card tips, right? And some people claim all their tips for other reasons, for their taxes, and they can prove income. And I'm not going to give advice on that because people can do what they want. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the service industry, crazy. Can you imagine? Your taxable income would be significantly less. But then to the IRS, you might be saying you only made 20,000 when you made 60,000, let's say. But you're only going to get taxed on the 20 because you're not getting taxed on your tips. I don't know how it would work, but it's a fascinating thing to think about. It's a good power play by Trump. A lot of people that are in the service industry be like, whoa, wait, hold up. You're not going to tax me on that? I get to pay less taxes now? I'm a server that makes 50 grand a year, and now I maybe get to keep more of my money? Mad Dash, appreciate that. That's an interesting thing. Let's read what's he got going on. What's up, big dog? Hope you and chat are doing well. Have a great week. We're doing fantastic, man. Appreciate that. Everybody give a thumbs up to that super chat there. Appreciate that, Mad Dasher. Good video the other day, by the way. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, right? Nice shirt. I like it. I received a shirt from Puerto Rico to 2020. Listen, this is my good luck shirt. I wanted to wear it today for the live because I like doing these shows. I've been reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's one of the best financial books ever. A series of books, and it's changed the way I look at income. Absolutely, man. Rich Dad Poor Dad is. I think everybody should read that book right out of high school, or at least out of college. But I think that book, everybody should read that in high school, or when you're a young man at some point. I do believe that. I don't know. Said test. Okay. What's up? I don't know. Okay. Thank you, Joe. I don't know why they're doing that, but sometimes with the vertical streams, you get the trolls. Mr. Anderson, which app is more effective, DoorDash or Uber Eats? Completely depends on your market. I think it's pretty split with most people. Some people love Uber Eats. Some people love DoorDash. you got to go out in your market and turn both on and see what suits you better. I think Uber Eats has some things that are going to be more easier to work. Silicone, how you doing? Good to see you here. Talking about listening. Too many motherfuckers don't listen, right, Silicone? We all just want to talk. Appreciate you. Always good to see you. You would actually receive money back when filing taxes. Yeah, you would think, right? Especially depending on your situation. If you got kids or this or certain tax, I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing not to have to pay. I mean, think about it. My earnings are usually like 65 to 70% tips, and then the rest is base pay from DoorDash. And like delivered that, it's like 80% of the money I make is tips. So, yeah, none of those tips would be taxable income. It's weird. It's weird to think about. But listen, a lot of presidential candidates say a lot of things. It doesn't mean that they can put them in action, right? There's other people that are part of that decision. Question about the hard braking. Let's go, Boricua. Okay. What's up? Raised on Scrabble. How are you? Haha, rocking a hat. Yeah. I put it on earlier, or I put it on as soon as Chuck came in. I said, oh, I have my hat right here. I had it there purposefully, just in case he popped in. I wanted to pop it on for him. So, yeah. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day working out there or having a good day off. I think contractors need to know what the average share of revenue goes to drivers. Yeah, there's some legislation trying to get passed that's going to show transparency to the consumer, what we get and what they get. I'm not sure how impactful most consumers will really think that. I don't think most people will really look at that. I don't think people really care about that. I think we care about it. Customers don't care. But we'll see what happens with that. It'd be interesting to keep a pulse on that. Where's your Yeti? Not right. Sitting, you drink from a standard cup. My Yeti's upstairs. I had Chipotle today, so I'm drinking the rest of my iced tea. I treated myself to Chipotle. It was good. If they do those Chipotle bowls right, it's a lot of food. And I get a tortilla on the side, so I can basically get like half a bowl, eat that, and the other half I put in a burrito. I can make a burrito. You can get 2 meals from Chipotle if they do it right, but it's expensive nowadays. Selling the heartbreaking activity. You can turn it off though. So I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Let me show you guys that. I don't worry about things that I can turn. A company doing something like that doesn't really impact me. Let me open up my Dash app. I think most of you guys probably know this, but maybe there's a few that don't. You can actually turn off that. So here's my Dash app. So I believe if I go to account, and if I go to, let me see. Okay, well there's Dash preferences maybe? Nope. Maybe it's under, hold on. I turned it off. Hold on. Is it app settings? No. Vehicle management? No. Where is it? Safe driver features. Okay, so you see the little thing, safe driver features. If you click on that, insights frequency, I say never. So they don't send me anything, they don't track it. You could opt out of those kind of things. View my driver insights, last insights from June. You could view them if you, let me see, let me click on that. It's there. You can opt out. These insights won't affect your earnings or ratings. Yeah, I mean, they might be some, I don't know. But I ain't really tripping off it. It's interesting to talk about, but I'm not worried about it. There's companies that do way worse. Tamika, how you doing? I turned mine off, and then the Uber app started doing it. Yeah, it's crazy how they learn from each other, these apps. Pedro, don't reveal the Chipotle hack. You know what the hack is, bro? You tell me. I don't know what it is. You can turn off the report you see, but the telematics is still there, supposedly. Okay, they're not selling the info. Yeah, I mean, I guess the telematics could still be there. I'm just really, I don't know. I guess I don't know how to feel about it, because I believe. Well, listen, your phone's tracking you anyway, everything that you're doing. So for me, it's kind of weird to get mad about DoorDash doing something like that when, like, all the TOSs you sign up on all these apps, like, if you really read them, and like your phone and the camera's on and we're all on YouTube, like everything's being tracked. So I'm not, your information is being sold every day anyway. It really is, guys. So I just don't give it that much time, because it's been happening for a long time. But I appreciate you sharing that, Scrabble. I didn't know that. and you don't even know it. Yeah, that's exactly Scrabble. I couldn't agree with you more. I really couldn't. I focus on the things that I can control and not control, and that's something that you just can't. If you have a phone in your device, and we all do because we're all gig workers, so you got a phone or two or three, right? So I just don't waste my time and my energy and my passion on those type of things, because I can be way more impactful focusing it on other things that I can actually control and be more impactful. So yeah, absolutely. I'm curious what the companies are doing with the data. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something that's interesting. Let's see what else we got here. I don't want to see mine. Yeah, look at mine. You know what? I'll show you guys mine real quick. We'll end the video on that note because I saw it. They're not, when you end a dash, if you opt into it, when you end a dash, they send you a report, right? Let me show you mine real quick. I don't get that. So today was the 12th, right? Okay. Here's my insights. Let me read it. You've increased instances of hard braking and rapid acceleration on your last dash compared to your overall driving trends. Reducing these instances may reduce your risk of accidents. Driving insights are for your information only and do not affect your earnings or ratings. Hard braking, rapid. So that's, I braked hard, hold on, 3 times. And then I accelerated rapidly once. Who cares? I really don't. It's so insignificant. It's kind of funny though. That's my insights. There you go, guys. Sell them to Geico and Progressive. Yara, what's up, man? How you doing? David, how you doing? It's funny. Same here. They will finally be able to say you didn't vote today. You can't dash. So listen, y'all. Be better listeners. Be active, engaged listeners. Right? And then that will have you better conversations. I think some of us are waiting to talk and we're not listening to the person we're having a debate, a conversation, an argument with sometimes. Most of your arguments in life are going to happen because you're not listening. And they turn into arguments. Or the argument doesn't get settled because both parties are waiting to be heard versus actually listening to their person that they're having a conversation with. That was today's topic. If you came in late, appreciate the super chats of $26.49. Thank you guys very much. You guys tipped me today. That's some tip jar. We made $26. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate the 58 thumbs up, the 97 watching. I hope you got some value from this. Like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you like. If you're watching a replay, let me know. We do this every Wednesday, 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 1 o'clock Pacific. It's a place that we do about 30 minutes to an hour. We have topics. It's motivational. It's inspirational. It's relatable. We have people like Scrabble that'll come in and drop some knowledge of things on us and perspective, and all of you guys, and Carl and Hoodie and Chuck and everybody that was in here, right? And we do that every Wednesday, and I appreciate you guys. I really like these Wednesday shows. It's purposefully done on Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. It's hump day. We need some vibes. We need a little bit of let's go out there, let's go get our money, or maybe some of us don't need that. You need to take a day off, right? But this is a place you can come in the middle of the afternoon to decide how you want the rest of your day to look. You can control a lot more than you think, right? So if you're coming for the vibes and the motivation on these Wednesdays, go out there and go make your money. Go out there and take care of your family, whatever you're going to do with the rest of the day. I hope it's a good day. If you're in a room around people that you love, my last challenge is this. Give them a hug. Tell them that you love them. I'll see you guys next week.